Everybody loves the American campfire. Don't you hear it calling your name? Everybody loves the American campfire.
Well, welcome. Greetings from the man cave cuckoo's nest, the arsenal of democracy. It was a nice cool morning this morning, and I'm feeling massive erect spirit. When was the last time you had a spiritual erection? 'Cause I just wanna go hunting. It makes me feel so good. I just gotta go hunting. Try to find me in the woods. 'Cause you see, I was always different. Nobody understood. They hadn't invented peer pressure yet, and I was always in the woods. Well, welcome to the Real America Voice Spirit Campfire. Do you have campfires in your life? But most importantly, most emphatically, most critically, do you have spirit campfires? It was a cool morning this morning in the sacred Nugent swamps of southern Michigan, where Sadie and Coco and beloved Jackson, my new puppy Jackson. See that smile on my face? See those bags under my eyes? Those are ammo bags. So everything's going to be okay. I have too much ammo. Nobody has ever said. So welcome to the real honest to God Spirit Campfire. And we're going to start out this week's show. Is this a show? This isn't a show. This is an all-American, roustabout, working hard, playing hard, American God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, Ten Commandments, Golden Rule, Declaration of Independence, law and order, the great white buffalo, and the swirling dust of the American dream arena, where we put our heart and soul into being the best that we can be. We stumble, but we get right back up, and we're going to celebrate Ted Nugent's conservation, celebration, spirit of the wild moment with a blood brother, rock solid in the asset column of America, my blood brother, the sandwich czar, the world record bighorn sheep holder, Jimmy. Jimmy, welcome to the Spirit Campfire. Doesn't it feel like a family campfire for you?
Exactly, just like a family campfire. I can feel it burning in my face, buddy. It's been happening. But I feel your spirit energy, brother. I feel your love for country all the time. I love it.
Well, if I had some sleep, I'd have some downright good looks to go with it. So you have to deal with the remnants of a once dangerous Motor City madman. Actually, you know, Jimmy, here it is 2024, and the world has never been uglier. The whole world sucks. I'm afraid America, the American government, sucks maybe worse than most of the world. But if you improvise, adapt, and overcome, and you celebrate the incredible, miraculous healing powers of God's miraculous creation, hands-on hunting, fishing, trapping, the great outdoors, ranching, farming, land management, resource stewardship, which is why I have you on, Jimmy. You just came back. Actually, it was last year, I think it was, that you got the world record bighorn sheep. You paid, can I tell people you paid $600,000 for a sheep tag? Explain to me how conservation works, Jimmy. God bless you. Congratulations. You are responsible for having the healthiest wildlife in America because our trillions of dollars for hunting, fishing, trapping, and the expenses of ranch management, farm management, swamp management, forest management, mountain management. That's where our air, soil, and water quality comes from, and that's where the biggest bighorn sheep in the history of the world came from, which means that the wildlife is healthier than ever. How can that be? We're whacking them and stacking them. Jimmy, explain your love for God's miracle.
Well, you know, it's first of all, Ted, thanks a lot for having me here, and I love your enthusiasm, and you move so fast, your brain works so quick. It's hard for this freaky fast guy to even follow. So I'm going to do my best for you. But I started hunting in 1992, and I had gone through a really tough divorce, and a friend of mine, the family that has the Jack Link's beef jerky company, we are third generation friends. And one of the sons took me on a sheep hunt in 1992 to really help me recenter my brain and pull my head out of my ass. And I had never been hunting before. And he told me to buy a 7-mag and some rain gear and a sleeping bag and a backpack, and to meet him up in Anchorage. And he's taken me on a sheep hunt, and it was $6,000. So that was the beginning of the journey. And from that time on, and Jimmy John's was in its early stages. I think I had 9 sub shops in 1992 when he took me hunting. From that time forward, I would save up my money, whether I would open up a sub shop and put a little money on the side for a hunt. And that was kind of my hunting journey as I moved down the path of life. And then as my hunting evolved and I did more and more and more of it, I then realized that I could, I had more money than I needed, and charity is important, and it makes us feel great, and it's just part of the journey of life. And I said, well, if I'm gonna help, I would like to start to do what I can do. And I started with the Foundation for North American Wild Sheep back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Ted, just really giving what I could and helping out where I could. And as a young dreamer, I remember seeing these old famous sheep hunters that were in my past, that were like Gwen Krausen, and they were buying these sheep tags and for that would enhance the wildlife habitat. And allow new herds to be grown in areas where they were either grown out or there'd never been sheep before. And back in my early day, it was a desert bighorn restoration in Mexico. You know, the desert bighorn was never, it was like a forbidden fruit 25 years ago. And now the ability to hunt desert bighorns in Mexico is so abundant, and that all came from hunting. And I remember, giving money for that stuff. And so I just really so what happens is you take this money that's donated, Ted, and then the Foundation for North American Wild Sheep, or Ovis Grand Slam, or Safari Club International, they allocate funds for different things, but one of them is the restoration of wildlife and habitat, and so they do what's called a sheep transplant. And so I have been part of many sheep transplants, and so this sheep transplant happened with the New Mexico Game and Fish, and funded by these organizations, which came from private conservation tag sales. And 10 years ago, they moved 30 sheep to this area in New Mexico, where, again, like you said, I just paid $600,000 for the tag, and that's
awesome.
It's awesome. And listen, today, right now, as you and I are talking, there are 2 New Mexico draw hunters that drew a tag, and they are now in New Mexico hunting the same herd that I just hunted, all because of this. So, yes, absolutely, it's a privilege to be where I was. Absolutely, I got to have a privilege. But you know what? I mean, if you make a little bucks, you're not going to buy your truck, right? You're obviously gonna do what I did. So anyway, it's been a long evolution. I've enjoyed. I mean, this August alone, I've got $2.1 million. I bought 3 tags. I bought the Arizona elk tag for $600,000. I bought the New Mexico sheep tag for $600,000, and I bought the Colorado bighorn tag for $600,000, and then I'm paying a landowner. I'm donating $300,000 to his wildlife deal in order to hunt on his property where we have a big sheep. So just sharing with you, my family's given $2 million, and all of this money is going back to enhance wildlife. So that's exactly what you said. So I took a long time to answer your short question.
No, that's a very important overview. But ultimately, what I've always promoted, going back to the 1960s, before I knew the statistics, my instincts taught me, by hunting with my dad and my brothers and my uncles and Fred Bear, that hunters have always put more back in. So the overview, the conclusion, Jimmy, is that you've paid millions of dollars. You've taken a couple of animals. These other guys have paid billions over the years, billions of dollars There are more turkeys than ever in recorded history. There are more bighorn sheep than over 150 years. There's more elk than over 150 years, more buffalo than 150 years. There's more cougars, more bear, more geese than ever in recorded history, because there's a simple truth science of sustained yield. So Jimmy, thanks for sharing that. God bless you for working hard, playing hard. You're rock solid in the asset column of the American dream, a blood brotherhood of true conservationists. So God is shining down on you. And in these treacherous political times, what we're doing as conservationists, we're wearing the armor of God to counterpunch the scams of the animal rights people, to shut down the anti-hunting bureaucrats out there. So you know how much I love you. A big salute. Congratulations for being in the asset, because I know to be a great white buffalo in the swirling dust of the American dream arena, you gotta sacrifice and take risks. You're the entrepreneur, all-American blood brother. I love you for that. What a great, but it's important too, and I'm going to talk about this in the next segment as you leave me here. Have the greatest hunting season of your life. Aim small, miss small. Continue being an asset to God's miraculous creation. And thanks for sharing that on all across the world. People from all around the world just heard your story. And I'm going to elaborate that on the next segment. So, Jimmy, God bless you. If we don't share a campfire soon, I'm going to send somebody from Chicago to kneecap you.
Hey, Teddy, right on. Hey, so how many sandwiches to make $2 million? You know how many sandwiches to make $2 million?
Tell me.
Okay, check this out. 4 million sandwiches, 40 strokes on the meat slicer per sandwich, 120 million meat slicer strokes for that $2 million for those tags. So just so you know, that's where that money came from. So you too can stroke a meat slicer 120 million times, and you too can hunt sheep like I do.
Jimmy, you're a spirit blood brother. Thanks so much. I'm going to talk to you in a second here. We'll be back with more.